Good morning. So today I have the task of making orange tomato paste. I decided I'd bring you along with me. I got my tangerine tomatoes and my orange banana tomatoes that I'm going to be using for this. So the orange bananas are pretty plentiful. As a matter of fact, I probably still have some at the garden I need to pick today. So, right now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to peel these because I have my trusty Vitamix machine, which pulverizes everything. So, by the time it's done whirring and grinding everything, this fairly thick skin on this tomato is going to be like nothing. The skin on the orange bananas is not too thick, so it'll be alright. But anyway, so I'm going to, take off. I'm going to core these. I'm going to seed them, and then I'm going to put them in the blender. Okay, so you might be wondering why take the time to take the seeds out if I'm just going to go ahead and just stick it in the blender and I'm not caring about the skin. But for me it's important to take the seeds out because the seeds actually do end up making a bitter kind of aftertaste in the tomato paste if you leave them in, especially since I'm going to grind them up. Now I have used other tomatoes. I've never tried tangerine tomato, cooking it to see if the seeds end up bitter. But I'm just not going to take the chance. And it's easy enough just to take the seeds out. I'm going to take the seeds out and then I'm going to save them. So, some of you guys out there might like some seeds. And you request them, and then I'll be able to send them to you. Maybe we can do a seed swap or something. So I like to do that anyway. I like to do seed swaps, and this last spring when I did a seed swap, that was like the first thing that went was this tangerine tomato in particular. So as you see, I cut off the bad parts, and right now I'm just going to do the tangerine tomato so I can have surety that I have nothing but tangerine seeds in here. So I'm going to go on to the next thing now. Okay, so I got done with the tangerine, and so I drained out all the gel that came with the seeds. This is all that came off of that. I drained as much as possible. And then I rinse the seeds. And now I'm just going to put it on a piece of paper. Spread it nice and... Oops. Get it out of there. This half is that pink purple tomato. I don't want to mix the two. And so I'm just going to spread the seeds. We're making a mess. Spread the seeds. Try to be about a layer of thinness. And then I'm just going to let that dry. As you can see, I did this, I think, 2 days ago. So, it dries very nicely. And I just save it like this. I put them, I just fold up the paper. And I put it away for the winter. And in the spring, if I do plant my seeds or do seed swaps, just pick the seeds right off. And they come off easily enough. So now I'm going to go on to the orange bananas. So that's all the tomatoes, and this puree has to sit for several hours. I kind of like it to be about 8 or overnight. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't know if that is to say patience-wise. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it in this picture, because what happens is that all the nice solid stuff floats up and the liquidy stuff will settle down to the bottom. And so then I'm going to take a nice ladle and scoop out all the all the solid stuff, because that's what's going to become the tomato paste. The juice you can use for soups and all kinds of good stuff like that, just cooking other vegetables. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to let this sort of ferment, I guess, for a few hours at room temperature, and I want to use this nice clear picture because I'll be able to see how far along it's coming as it goes. Good morning. It's about 20 hours since I did my purees for the tomato paste. This is just one example. I did the red tomatoes, and you can see how it's separated. It's almost clear, that liquid. Over here, the yellow. I mean, look at how much fluid is in there. It's a lot of liquid. Obviously in here, well, this is where the red stuff is. You know, you can't tell in this stainless steel container, but it's full, and it's actually bubbling out. Yeah, the fermentation is making it bubble, so yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm about to separate the solids from the watery liquid stuff at the bottom. Okay, here we go. So I want to explain the purpose for doing this fermentation process, to separate the majority of the fluid from the solid, is that, you know, you're reducing cooking time, and therefore, particularly with this orange tomato paste, it helps preserve the color, because the longer the tomato paste cooks, the more brown, I guess, it's going to become. So with less cooking, you preserve flavor, you preserve color, you preserve nutrients. And really, it's all about the nutrients. Alright, so I think you get the idea. I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll show you the next step. So this is what I ended up doing with the puree. This is what came out from the bottom. That still had a lot of goodness in it. So I put it in a muslin bag, and I'm letting the fluid to drip out. I wish I had done that last night, because now I could just be doing it. This is the red stuff, but I'm not focusing on the red stuff, I'm focusing on the yellow stuff, especially since I have everything ready for this now. So, in order to start with the tomato paste, you get the puree. I already lit the fire, it's on medium-high. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of oil in there, and this is about half a teaspoon of salt. So the oil helps the tomato paste just to come together somehow. Maintain a good consistency. And of course the salt is just for seasoning. As you can see, it's already very thick, so this won't take very long to cook at all. So I'm just gonna get this going, and I'll show you when it's coming along. Okay, this is about 10 minutes in, and I'm using this spatter guard, I guess they call it. Yeah, I forgot to mention that I was gonna throw in some basil. I threw in a little bit of basil, like 3 little sprigs and 1 sprig of parsley. But this is about 10 minutes in, and basically I'm just kind of scraping the bottom periodically, maybe every 2 minutes or so. I'll just kind of come in here and scrape the bottom to make sure that it's not burning and it's not sticking, and the oil, it's doing its job. That's what the oil is for keeping it from sticking, I guess. And so I'm going to just let this simmer some more. It's probably going to be about another 10 to 15 minutes before it's done. So we're getting there. It's getting close. I just wanted to show you. So when it's getting close, I like to do this thing. Scrape the bottom and see how quickly the paste draws back. And it's basically not, so I think this sauce is almost, this tomato paste is basically done. It's still a little watery for me, but basically when I make a swipe and it doesn't retreat back into a pool, then I'm pretty sure it's ready. I'm going to give it maybe 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to let it sit and cool. Okay, so this is nicely cooled off. As it cooled, it thickened a little bit as well. So you can see the consistency is very nice. And as usual, I have to taste this. So let's see how it goes. Very nice. Very nice. So, I mean, it's not different from usual tomato paste. So that's it. That's it. I'm going to put it into a plastic bag now. Alright, so it's the last of it. As you can see, the color remained pretty true to the tomatoes, the 2 varieties of orange tomatoes that I used. Not as bright, but still a very good true color. Nice orange. So I'm going to try and squeeze out as much air. And then I'm going to put it to freeze in the freezer like this flat. You know, maybe about 24 hours or so. So that's it. Thanks for watching.